What is up, real life traders from around the world? It's Robert Falco with Real Life Trading, bringing you the Friday stock review. So the month of May is behind us, so all monthly candles out there for everybody to check out. The market is obviously closed on Monday for Memorial Day, so you have a 3-day weekend to go through and study your monthly candles. So the SPY on the month looks like a nice hammer, also pretty much at an all-time high. Here's your monthly candles, 4 months up in a row. As far as the day, we were actually a little less bullish than I thought we would be. I thought with this gap and this consolidation for the last 3 or 4 days that we would have a little bit of a run and then some profit taking into the afternoon, and we didn't get too much of a run this morning. We got a little bit of a push midday and then just kind of bled off the rest of the day. So not as bullish as I thought that gap would be. However, again, there were people taking profits before the end of the month, which I totally get. I do think that SPY could continue higher as the rotation continues to grind away in between sectors, and inflation's here and is going to keep rolling. So I think that continued rotation will possibly drive SPY higher. Over on the Nasdaq, here's the monthly candle. Let's go take a look at this. So also looks like a hammer, but we do have a little bit of bearish activity here. If we do gap down, I could definitely see us rolling lower on Tuesday, as this is a lower high here. So like if I draw, here's the all-time high. You got a lower high. Now it looks like we have another potential lower high. Is that going to be the high forever on the Qs? No, I don't think so. But I do think that we could still end up chopping around and revisiting this double bottom, potentially chopping around and meeting the 200 at some point this summer as the 200 creeps up. And I don't see the Nasdaq. I don't see the Nasdaq screaming back into all-time highs with the rotation that's going on, and with the inflation concerns. I think that that's going to keep some folks out of some of the high growth, high flying, well, not necessarily high flying anymore, tech stocks. So that's the Qs. I do have a bear put spread that I entered on the Qs over on this day. It is for June. So obviously that is a limited risk, limited reward trade, but it looks okay. I think it's down like a little tiny bit right now. Obviously, if I knew that it was going to go straight down to here, I wouldn't have done the spread. I would have just bought the puts and then sold the spread down here. So it is what it is. The Dow also was a pretty decent gap up with CRM's earnings today. So I'm surprised that the Dow did not have a little more bullishness than it did. Also, I set up a day trade if we broke back above these candles. We never did, and so we never got triggered into that trade. But the Dow still does have this open gap right here. So the longer it takes that gap to fill, probably we're not as bullish, the less bullish that we are if we don't fill that gap. However, again, here's the monthly, still in a very, very nice trend on the DIA. Talk of the town today was AMC. So AMC, I was looking yesterday in one of the mentor groups that I was doing, and we were looking through other parabolic moves. And this candle from yesterday is never what parabolic moves end on. Parabolic moves actually look a lot like this candle usually. So pretty interesting stuff out there that we got a little bit more of a high wave candle. I did actually play AMC relatively quick this morning and got trailed out for a very small win on AMC. But I know there's some folks on the Wall Street Bets side that, diamond hands to the moon. I think today was pretty much it. They also have a lot of more shares that they can issue off the secondary that they announced back over here that I think they probably issued today. So just amazing volume on AMC, and obviously it saved the company, from going bankrupt, being able to issue all those shares. But I think that's probably it for AMC. A lot of calls that expired today, worthless, that people were buying up at like 59, trying to cause a gamma squeeze that never really came to fruition. I mean, a little bit this morning. If you day traded it, you probably made a little bit of money. If you tried to catch it as it was falling, you did not. But there were a lot of people that made money on it yesterday and throughout here. It was a nice S curve. But I think that's it for AMC, and I don't think it's going to go higher anytime soon. I think the top's in for a little bit. Airbnb, this was a really nice candle yesterday, coming off the bottom here. Nice bullish new one white soldier, and then today a little bit of a pullback. Some folks had set up a trade here at trying to buy it at pretty much halfway through this candle right in front of 140. It did not trigger today, so this is most likely going to either need to be canceled or moved down. I'll decide over the weekend what I want to do, if I want to just move that order down or cancel it altogether, but I think probably just move the order down to try and buy Airbnb. I don't want to try to catch too many reversals on stocks that look like this, but I do think there are some that are worth playing. If every stock you're trying to catch is a tech stock off the bottom like this in a downtrend, I think you're doing it wrong. I think that there's plenty of stuff that's in really good trends that you can buy dips on and then maybe play a couple of them. So Airbnb could be one if you like it out there. CRM, so Salesforce, this is one of my longer term companies that I'm relatively bullish on. Killed earnings, really nice gap up today, and big surprise, it faded a bit. What company hasn't announced good earnings, gapped up and faded? I don't know if any of them have held really large gaps up. So I do think that here's CRM on the monthly as well. Nice hammer candle closing back above this candle, this candle also. Looks like a big flag pattern longer term on the monthly. But I do think that this is going to retest probably into the 200. And then if you want to add to your position, you definitely could. But you know, I got a covered call up here at 260, got a leap at 250, got a bunch of shares that I accumulated throughout this this sideways action in here, primarily off this blue line as it bounced around it. But yeah, I'm long CRM. I think it looks good. I like the earnings, but it's a big gap, and that's what all the companies have been doing on big earnings gaps higher. They have been fading. So I expect it to fade down into the 200 and then potentially bounce. So overall, that's all I have for you. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. Remember, the markets are closed on Monday, so we will not have a stock review, and obviously the trading rooms won't be open. So enjoy the 3-day weekend and love life, live life, trade it. Thanks, everybody.